13 is unique. We're writing a method called isUnique, and it's going to accept a map from strings to strings as parameter, and it's going to return true if no two keys map to the same value, and false if any two or more do map to the same value. We have an example here, but essentially what it's saying is it doesn't matter what these keys are, but if we have two of these values, like in the second one, we have Perkins in this first one, and then we also have Perkins at the end right here. If we have something like this where it repeats in a way, then we are going to return false. Otherwise, we just return true. So I'm going to check the condition for false, meaning if it doesn't fall into this condition, our default statement is a return true. So how do we go about this? Well, there's many different ways. We can make a list, we can make maps, but I'm going to use a hash set right here. So we're going to make a set, and it's going to be of type string. We'll just call it set1, and we're going to set it equal to a new hash set. Remember, hash sets don't keep order, they just keep with the values in, and there's no repeating. So we'll have a string like this. And the fact that it's not repeating, it's very simple to use. So my methodology is, okay, we have a set here, and we're going to have a for loop that goes through all the values in this map, and well, all the keys, and we'll get the values. But going through all of these values, what are we doing? Well, since it can't repeat in here, we're going to add the values to the set once, and after we add it once, if we can check if we can come across it again. And if we come across it again, we know we return false. So let's better explain that with a for loop. We'll have a string A, and we're going to run this for our map1 dot, and then we'll do, I think there's one where you can just do values. And this is a for each loop. And this is essentially saying we have this string A, and it's going to go through our entire map1, getting all of our values. Now, if you want to get more familiar with any of these methods, you can always look up like map methods, Java, and there's a website. You can look up all the different methods on there. So inside of here, let's do our first condition where we see if it does contain. So if our set1 dot contains, and we'll pass in A, because remember, A is going to get the value right here. We just want to return false, because that means it's already added it in here once, right? So this is the second time we're going over it. Now, this does kind of break if it wants us to do it more than twice, because up here it says if any two or more keys. If it said any three or more keys, we wouldn't be able to use a hash set. We would have to use something like a map. So this would return false. Otherwise, we want to add it into our hash set. So we are going to do else set1 dot add, where we're simply going to add A. And we can close off our for loop. It's going to run through here. It should either check our set to see if it has it, and if it does, it'll return false, and if it doesn't have it, we're just going to add into our set. So let's submit that. It's going to run our tests, and it passes 3 out of 3. I believe this is the simplest way to do this exercise 11.13 is unique.